Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have ourselves a 1v1 on Kholodny Ferma Winter. Our heroes today are going to be PanzerGrenadierAngreifen, playing as the OKW forces in the blue. And his opponent is going to be Pappy Daniel, playing as the UKF, the British forces, in the red. You may hear some children screaming again. Those are my kids. They're just going to be getting louder as they get older. So, oh well. So anyways, let's take a look what's going on. PanzerGrenadier sending his storm piles all the way up to the north, strictly to wire off this approach. And, move along and wire even more. So not going to be capping anything. We do see a Kubelwagen on the field for Angreifen, sending it into the center, trying to see what it could spot. It could be spotting the infantry section as they lay down a sandbag here after capturing that strategic point. They do manage to actually finish the sandbag and get themselves some heavy cover there against the vehicle. PanzerGrenadiers also coming into the field, 2 in total. For Pappy Daniel, he gets himself a second infantry section, which is currently out there on the field, laying down some sandbags in awkward positions there so that the cover is unable to be used. One of those wonderful benefits of the CoH2 engine. And Vickers machine gun on the field for him. Going to be moving over Kubelwagen, trying to be a little bit aggressive here and push the infantry. However, ends up just getting shot in the face quite severely, down to less than half health. Going to be moving back and capturing that center strategic point. Well, victory point, really. As the storm piles are up in the north, we see them heavily wiring up in the north, making it a lot more difficult for O'Daniel to move his infantry around, and even his vehicles. Because this wire is supposed to be not crushable by light vehicles, if I'm not mistaken. So the Kubelwagen moving all the way up to the north to get some healing by the storm piles. Infantry section's able to pop in through the center, pop into the house, going to be popping out and capturing as much as they can. As we don't really have a lot of territory currently capped for Angreifen. He does have a PanzerGrenadier squad coming up behind the infantry section. Infantry section going to be moving away, relinquishing control of that point, but popping themselves inside that house with 4 windows in this direction. They are able to provide all the firepower they want onto that PanzerGrenadier squad, which is also in heavy cover, so it's going to take a while here in this engagement. It's going to be a long one, but with another infantry section coming up behind them, the PanzerGrenadiers will be losing that engagement quite handily. So, Angreifen decides, you know, we're just going to go ahead and retreat. Not gonna wait around here. So the storm piles continue to wire up in the north. We see sandbags getting laid down here for the PanzerGrenadiers as the wire continues to go all the way across. Generally speaking, you don't see this much wiring in games. Usually you see it for things like this, just cutting off small little sections. Like this one's already quite a bit done, but this is a lot of wire here. And the thing is, it can easily just be bypassed. We see Pappy O'Daniel getting himself Royal Engineers, has 2 now in total. Can easily upgrade with a hassle removal package, which gives him access to the wire cutters, if I'm not mistaken. Well, we'll see, actually. Anyways, we do see some mines getting laid down for Pappy O'Daniel. A little bit of a defensive position there back here, but still just making sure nothing comes up on the flank. Infantry section's able to push together all the way up to the front. The Kubelwagen trying as best it can to fend them off, but not having too much luck. We do see the battle group. Wow, the battle group headquarters has gone down for Angreifen, and he's going to be getting himself an infantry support gun. So not a lot of troops on the field right now. Only 3 infantry in total, and the Kubelwagen. And the wagon is not really able to do too much. Currently forced back to the base. So the wire did finally get built all the way up to the north, covering all that section, so basically making it so that Pappy O'Daniel has to go through the center of the map if he wants to move into that direction. So, you know, at least for a little while, it's going to be securing him quite a bit of territory. Royal Engineers moving up to the north, catching the storm piles as they retreat. They are currently heading back, not because they were engaged or anything, but because they are needed back at base to repair the Kubelwagen. Otherwise, it's out of commission for quite a while. PanzerGrenadiers going to be popping themselves back inside this shack here. making sure they can defend the territory. Infantry section with medical supplies and the Royal Engineers moving up to the north to decap that territory. So while Angreifen spent a lot of time and effort wiring it off that approach, he's still losing that territory because right now Pappy O'Daniel seems to have the center in lockdown, especially with the vigorous machine gun, so it makes it quite a bit more difficult to hold there. However, with the infantry support gun now on station and the second one coming online for Angreifen, he's going to be able to flush out all the infantry here from the center point. Currently, we see a Volksgrenadier squad down south trying to recover some territory, as we see the Royal Engineers continue to build mines. Mines. So up in the north, he can still get this point here, but that's about it. School wagon moving into the center. Going to be taking the brunt of the damage here to the infantry sections. However, with the infantry support gun behind it, should be able to provide some support here. Though it doesn't seem to be shooting right now. At least not that I can see. There it goes. Shots finally flying into the house. The Kubel wagon able to provide line of sight. We see infantry sections. No, Royal Engineers, sorry. Volksgrenadiers and Storm Pios moving up against the Royal Engineers. The Royal Engineers are kind of in a bad spot here because they don't have a retreat path. They have to retreat down south if they want to get out of there. We do see the Royal Engineers up in the north seemingly going to be bypassing the wire. Can they actually do it? It looks like they can, so wow. Angreifen spent all that time and effort to, you know, try and block off the approach. And at the very end, it ended up not really doing much because there's still a small gap there through those bushes. So the infantry can still move forward. Again, usually why you don't see a lot of wire being laid down like that. You're always making sure that you can cut off some approaches. Maybe you cut off like this all the way here because you have an MG over here and making sure that everything comes in this direction, right? So, anyways, we'll see how it works out, but so far it's not working out. Infantry sections down south, going to be recovering a lot of territory for Pappy O'Daniel as we have no infantry there. We can see the infantry support guns moving out, moving forward, trying to do what they can to clear out. But the Kubelwagen catches the Royal Engineers as they retreat and showcase right there to Angreifen. Oh yeah, there is still a gap there on your wire, so you kind of have to clear that if you want anything done. Now we do have the armored car here for Pappy O'Daniel. Now this is relatively big for a car. I'm not sure though if it's capable of crushing this wire. We shall see, I suppose. Fortunately though, it can't showcase like the orders to see the lines anymore, so yeah, do this. Doesn't show it anymore. Okay, well, anyways, we do see the sweepers getting called in there, and okay, well they don't get wire cutters. That's why I wasn't seeing them, but they do get the destroyed cover charges, which you know work just as well. So they don't actually need to do much. They don't even need the sweepers, I suppose. So the armored car moving up to the north through the center, trying to catch that Kubelwagen. Unable to do so. Volksgrenadiers popping out of the house, going to be trying to recover some territory. We see the Raketen Werfer popping into the house, going to be getting a shot off going there on the armored car. Nope. Had it in range, but it manages to move out of the range quickly enough and makes it out of there. Storm Pile is going to be laying down some shoe mines around here up in the north. We have Volksgrenadiers hiding behind the hedge. MG Vickers machine gun laying into the houses. The Raketen Werfer is holed up in there. The infantry support guns are bombarding from afar and going to be able to provide a lot of damage and quickly force the Vickers away. And it does. Not a lot of damage goes through, but that's what happens. And the Storm Piles up in the north are forced away. They did finish their mine though, so they could potentially hit something, but odds are they're not going to kill anything in that regard. So Pappy O'Daniel doing rather well here. We see the Royal Engineers moving up. And like I said, they can probably just set strike cover. Not sure if that destroys the wire outright, but I'm assuming it does. I mean, it destroys hedges and shit like that, so. Mine detected here as the Royal Engineers get their sweepers. Gonna be moving up and clearing that mine. No real issues. And we see a second Raketen Werfer getting built for Angreifen. Now both players have selected the Doctrine, and we see the Scavenge Doctrine coming down for Angreifen. And for Pappy O'Daniel, we see the Mobile Assault Regiment. this one of the more popular ones there. Well, they somehow cleared it. I'm going to assume, based on that little blast mark right there, that it was with a demo charge. So they break up into the north, and the infantry moves forward. We see Jaeger light infantry getting popped for Angreifen, trying to provide some additional support. They get popped up in the north, trying to make sure that they can deny that capping and that defensive location. Flamethrowers coming up behind with the Royal Engineers. The Jaeger light infantry squad taking quite a bit of damage. They pop themselves out and are going to be retreating. And the Kubelwagen trying as best it can here to push away the infantry for Angreifen, but not having too much luck because, remember, doesn't have the suppression capabilities anymore. Infantry support guns turning their sights around up to the north to the infantry section. Shots flying, landing nearby, but not getting a direct hit. Oh, that was a direct hit. Getting a kill there and a lot of damage on the squad. But the guns continue to miss. Infantry section retreating from the center. The logs there just getting bombarded and going to be destroyed, clearing that cover eventually. They have infantry peppered around up in the north. Again, all that wire there, pretty much for nothing. Didn't really serve much of a purpose. The Vickers in the center, just sitting there covering, and Angreifen being forced to be the aggressor here, to push out and do what he can. Victory points 408 to 490, currently in the lead for Pappy O'Daniel. Essentially 90 points there. Grenades flying at the house here as the storm piles move across. You see commandos popping out from the house, similar to the Jaeger light infantry. They're able to do quite a bit. We see the Schwerpanzer headquarters going down for Angreifen, trying as best as can to secure this location. We see a big push here by the infantry of Pappy O'Daniel to try to prevent that. Even the armored car moving in, but the armored car just gets torn down by the Raketenwerfer. However, the Schwerpanzer headquarters does get eliminated there for Angreifen, so he is unable to secure the location and tech up, which is a big loss there for Angreifen. We'll see how he, well, if he is able to compensate there. So, grenade does fly there at the infantry section. Only one, and forces the retreat, which is pretty much what it was going for. You see the Kubelwagen just attacking non-stop in this direction. Not sure why. I think maybe there was a crawling infantry. That's what it was targeting. Couldn't see it though. Shooting at something though. Down south, the Vickers machine gun getting cleared here by another Jaeger light infantry popping out from that shack. Forced to retreat. Without the support of the armored car, it doesn't have a lot that it can do. Royal Engineer squad did get cleared at some point, but, well, I remember one getting cleared up here, but I don't know if there was a second one after that. I think there was. But it's a Royal Engineer squad, so it's not that important, so I'm not going to bother. It's getting harder and harder to do that, I guess. Maybe I should. So, we see commandos and the Royal Engineers moving down south. We do have a Kubelwagen nearby, but it does not seem to have range or line of sight on these guys. Up in the north, we see a Volksgrenadier squad getting engaged by infantry section. The infantry section veteran C3 has quite a bit of survivability and rate of fire accuracy, so a lot deadlier. Kubelwagen trying to stop the approaching infantry, the commandos. Really unable to do much against them. The SMGs just doing perpetual damage there to the Kubelwagen, forcing it to back off. does manage to get some kills finally and forces the retreat of all these squads in the center. Behind him, we do have the Vickers machine gun moving up to provide some support. And back at base, we do see the company command post having gone down, and of course, a Cromwell coming into play for Pappy O'Daniel. Now, for PanzerGrenadierAngreifen, this Storm Pile squad died at some point and is replacing it now. Again, I missed that, I believe, but let's check. Whatever. And, getting that. He does have 2 Rakuten Warfers, though, to deal with that Cromwell. However, Cromwell can actually clear out Rakuten Warfers quite easily, so if they're not positioned well, they are quite vulnerable. We'll see what happens. Wire getting crushed here by the Cromwell. Moving up to the north, we see the Jaeger Light Infantry pedaling back here as they get assaulted by a big tank. Up in the north, Volksgrenadiers engaging the infantry section at long range. 2 versus 1. We see the Cromwell moving in that direction to provide some support. Shrek's flying, getting some hits there. Return fire from the Cromwell, managing to inflict a casualty on the squad. Second shot kills 2 more. And the Volksgrenadier squad is forced to retreat. Does manage to nail a second shot. Gonna get shot again. Oh, when the Kugelwagen puts himself in the way there of the Volksgrenadiers. Gets himself killed, but seemingly manages to keep the Volksgrenadier squad with the Shrek alive. Back at the Warfers, moving up and managing to get some additional shots going on the Cromwell. Manages to damage it significantly, but forces it to retreat and it gets out of there. Infantry section up north, trying to go for the fuel. The infantry support guns just bombarding them non-stop, getting quite a bit of damage in there. And through the center map, we see a commando squad, a Royal Engineer, and the Vickers machine gun setting up in the center, coming up for a flank on the infantry support guns. Jaeger Light Infantry nearby, going to be moved in to potentially intercept. Flamethrower going off here on the... Did they actually kill a friendly? No, okay. So yeah, Jaeger Light Infantry taking quite a bit of... doing a lot of damage. No, I'm not taking a lot of damage. To the commando squad, down to 1 man, forces it to retreat, but it manages to make it out of there, and the Royal Engineers are away as well. Land Mattress, now online for Pappy O'Daniel. That's going to be quite powerful here, and probably going to be taking out those infantry support guns on its first volley, I can only assume. Sandbags getting laid down in the center there for Pappy O'Daniel. 341 to 482, still in the lead for O'Daniel. Up in the north, the Jaeger Light Infantry capping. We have Storm Piles capping and laying down some mines. And Volksgrenadiers with Treks. Well, one of them with Treks. Moving into the center. So the Land Mattress throws its barrage straight into the center. Yep, going to be targeting the infantry support guns. Infantry support guns so far managing to avoid the brunt of the barrage. Oof, nasty shot hitting there. Getting that squad down to 2 men. Oh, there he goes on a direct hit on that retreating squad. And manages to clear out one of the infantry support guns. The other gun remains alive. It stays operational. Ostwind on the field for Angreifen. Pretty good against all these infantry. Can actually go hunting, but there is that Cromwell to deal with. It is still currently disabled. Doesn't have much as far as health goes. It's about half health right now. Royal Engineers will be spending some time repairing it, getting it back online, but for now it's kind of a defensive unit still, a little bit further back. So the Ostwind going to be moving up to the north to provide some support to his infantry. Have a commando squad up in the north moving around in cover and cloak. And the Ostwind taking some shots into the church. Going to be seemingly wanting to collapse the house, apparently. There it goes. So the church is collapsed, which removes that defensive location for Pappy O'Daniel. So not a bad idea to bring it down. Cromwell rushing forward, going to be running straight into that Ostwind. There are Treks nearby, and the Storm Piles trying to lay down some mines, get shot. Volksgrenadiers shifting around, trying to put themselves in a better angle. You see a lot of infantry moving down through the south. We have commandos, infantry sections, and the Vickers machine gun set up right there. Oof, nasty shot there by the infantry support gun on top of that commando squad. Manages to nail 2 of them. Infantry support gun trying to move out of the way. The Ostwind is nearby, able to provide support, and considering the angle, is not completely exposed here to the Cromwell. Has the support of a Rectenwerfer, so not a bad shift there. However, the land mattress is about to come back online, and Pappy O'Daniel could potentially throw a barrage right here into this cluster of troops. The land mattress is recharged, but looks like it was not able to throw the barrage in time. We'll see what he ends up doing. Cromwell backing off, taking some damage, now down to about half health. We do see the barrage coming down. It is heading up to the north. Going to be targeting the infantry support guns, it looks like. The infantry support gun up in the north, taking a hit. Down to 2 men, trying to move out of the way. Apparently managing to do so far. And the infantry support guns seemingly going to be counter-barraging. I don't think they have the range, do they? Nah, they don't have the range. Royal Engineers moving around up in the north. The Cromwell now backing off once again as it has taken some damage. We see a second Cromwell coming online for Pappy O'Daniel. We see the IR half-track. Interesting decision here for Angreifen. Wall hacks event, essentially. And no additional tech. With the Schwerter Panzer headquarters getting destroyed up in the north, it looks like Angreifen has not been able to really afford getting himself another structure, which is unfortunate. Ostwind moves up to the north, catches a Royal Engineer squad as it's decapping a point, manages to eliminate the one guy that was inside the territory, and prevents the capping of it, destroys the sandbag that keeps the Royal Engineers alive, manages to throw some additional shots at that one guy, but does not get the kill. Cromwell's moving up. Do have support of a Shrek. Oh, Volksgrenadier squad getting crushed here under the threats of one Cromwell. The remaining squad with the Shrek does stay and stand resolute there, taking the damage like a boss. The other squad didn't die, it's still there. Lost 2 of its members though, so it kind of looked like it did. Gets its gets its Shrek upgrade on it, so the Cromwell taking quite a bit of damage. And up in the north, the Ostwind is getting chased down by this Cromwell. The Blackenton Warfers trying to move around, trying to put themselves in better angle here to stop this Cromwell. The Ostwind, though, just gets chased down, circled, and killed. So very good maneuver there by Pappy O'Daniel. Good control. Manages to get himself a nice little kill there. The half-track going to be backing off here, as the infantry support guns are also taking some damage. The land mattress is back online. The Cromwell moving forward. And everybody forced to retreat. Land mattress is back here. If it could actually get a barrage into the base, that would be pretty devastating for Angreifen. We see a lot of infantry moving around in the center and the north, just recovering all the territory as Pappy O'Daniel continues to put the pressure in the victory points and just bleed a lot of points here for Angreifen. The half-track taking some damage here to the Cromwell. Cromwell eliminating the half-track, as we see another Ostman getting called in for Angreifen. Shreks flying from the Volksgrenadiers, doing what they can here to do damage, but I mean, with only one Shrek on each of the squads, I mean, it's a lot of damage, you know, with a hit on that, but, you know, it's not like, for example, a PanzerGrenadier squad. You can do quite a bit of damage with those and quickly kill off, so, you know, equivalent with this, but, you know, it's 2 squads in total. Anyways, my point is there's not enough Shreks there to kill the Cromwell quickly enough, so we'll see. Volksgrenadier squad recovering the infantry support gun. Everybody moving back up. The land mattress did throw a barrage, but I don't know where it threw it. Didn't actually see it. Was looking at that and never actually landed there. And I don't see it hitting back at base, so maybe somewhere at the front. Well, whatever. Don't think it was that important, but we'll see. Jaeger light infantry moving around up in the north. We do have that Vickers machine gun trying to defend that victory point. Center point, infantry sections just moving around, and the southern point completely abandoned, but nobody actually making any move for it. So the points are bleeding quickly for Angreifen. He's down to 217 points. 459 for Pappy O'Daniel, but again, that's quite a bit at this point. Essentially, he has a 200-point lead, which is just magnificent to have. Gives you quite a bit of breathing room for error here. Grenade flying at the infantry section. Incendiary grenade forcing them to retreat, as the infiltration grenades were dodged by the infantry section. Volksgrenadiers with their Shrek stand there against them, managing to win the engagement. See the Ostwind moving up to the north, trying to flush out that Vickers machine gun. Cromwell moving around, trying to protect it. With the house collapsed, the Rakuten Warfers are unable to pop in and have that defensive location, so they're pretty much forced to stay out in the open, what can I say. Shots flying from the Rakuten Warfers, though, getting some good hits there on the Cromwell. Cromwell's main gun gets destroyed, so the Ostwind pretty much has free reign here. However, with a second Cromwell on the field and him knowing that there is a second Cromwell on the field, it's not as easy to just simply push aggressively. Infantry support guns moving back into the base. We have the land mattress back online. Going to be pushing forward and throwing another barrage. I wonder where, though. Cromwell in the center, sitting there comfortably and covering. See the land mattress moving up. Is it going to be barraging into the base, apparently? Well, whatever it's doing it now. Looks like it's barraging up into the north where the infantry support guns are, and also where the base sector defenses are. Managing to clear one of the flak emplacements, clears out an infantry support gun, and destroys one of the emplacements. Destroys the second one. Jeez, that is ridiculously strong. Well, that basically opens up the entire northern flank for Pappy O'Daniels to be able to just simply push all the way into the base. I mean, where's the next weapon that defends the base? Here? This one? Is that it? That looks like it's it. Yeah, like basically the entire base is completely open. Cromwell still with a destroyed gun, moving around, waiting for the Royal Engineers to get off their asses and do something to provide some support. We see a second Ostwind coming into play for Angreifen. Not sure if that's going to be what does it, but I mean, I think pretty much losing the Schwerpanzer headquarters here in the center might have actually been what did Angreifen in. So I don't see him coming back from this, but maybe I'm wrong. Royal Engineers moving up to the north. They are going to be spotting the thing there. So there we go. Nice move. The tank manages to shoot at it, remove the booby trap, and the Royal Engineers are going to be moving around the cap. Ostwind's moving up together. They're going to be throwing some barrages going there at the Royal Engineers. The Royal Engineers going to be quickly torn apart there by them, so they're forced to retreat. However, now they have to face a Cromwell. The Cromwell, though, unable to, you know, what am I trying to say? It's unable to shrug off the damage of the flak guns. Even though they're not particularly strong, they're able to actually penetrate that armor and do damage over time. So 3 Rakuten Warfers on the field there for Angreifen. The Cromwell really unable to do too much. Shots fly. Volksgrenadier is going to be getting Shreks going off on it as the Cromwell manages to maneuver its way out of there and keep itself alive. So nice push there by Angreifen, having quite a bit of anti-tank presence. But the other Cromwell is now back online. Veteran C2 acquired and is fully repaired and ready to go. Volksgrenadiers moving up to the north to that strategic point. Second Volksgren squad retreating. We have Jaeger Light Infantry moving out through the base. And yeah, victory points down to 115 for Angreifen. It's moving into the center, getting some Rakuten Warfare. No, infantry support guns set up. The land mattress, though, is set up right there. In position to throw a barrage at wherever it wants. Probably going to be throwing it up into the north. Managing to impact against the trees, which are actually preventing a lot of damage hitting here Angreifen. However, the stray shots did go through. One of them managing to hit one of the infantry support guns and clearing it. Second one hits the other infantry support guns and just brings those guns out of commission. The Rakuten Warfers moving up. A lot of infantry getting killed here as the commandos unable to do much against these guys. Rakuten Warfare, one of them forced to retreat, the other 2 trying to set themselves up. The approaching Cromwell managing to get themselves behind it. And we see a artillery barrage getting called in right there in the center by Angreifen, trying to catch, oh, whatever they can catch. Less than 100 points left now for Angreifen. Jaeger Light Infantry moving around. The house is being collapsed here by the tanks as they move forward. The vehicles moving back to the base, but not really having much luck here as far as defenses goes. They are unsupported, and even then the flag guns wouldn't have been able to take out the Cromwells that quickly enough. So the second Ostwind gets cleared out up in the north as the Cromwells remain alive. And with the loss of that, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see. I mean, maybe the Angreifen just waits until the game comes to a close with the victory points, but he's going to try as best he can to fight here. The Jaeger light infantry in the center is just getting cleared out as grenades get tossed and do a little bit of damage, but not too much to the infantry. Royal Engineer Squad retreating. Oof. Squad moving forward. She's getting torn apart there by the Cromwells. And we see the infantry support guns were left up in the north. One of the Cromwells does go up in a plume of smoke or ball of fire. It actually caught fire, but since we weren't looking at it, it doesn't look like the animation triggered, so it's just there with smoke coming out of it. And, you know, so small mercies there for Angreifen, but still, it's a very, very difficult fight. 34, 44 to 77, you know, it's a big difference there in the population cap and army value. Jaeger light infantry retreating from the center, down to one man, barely makes it out of there. Volksgrenadier Squad moving up, getting struck there by the Vickers machine gun. Getting suppressed, trying to crawl around. Land mattress catching all the Raketen Warfers out of the open, clears one out quickly. Fortunately, though, for Angreifen, the Raketen Warfers are able to hit retreat, so they're able to get out of there quickly enough to where they don't take too many losses besides the one that already died. The weapon itself also taking some damage here. Vickers machine gun getting torn here by the Ostwind. Forced to retreat, but it makes it out of there. Cromwell moves up and does damage to the Ostwind. Ostwind going to be forced to back off. Has 2 Raketen Warfers only for support. That's about it. Nothing else left on the field. We still have those guns just sitting around there, but I don't think even Pappy O'Daniel's going to be taking them. He's instead just going to be building more Cromwells, making sure he still has those tanks and that armor superiority. And with, of course, having 2 land mattresses online, I mean, he's just able to do so much damage. So the second land mattress is back online. Looks like he's going to be waiting until something pushes.
We're losing a capture point.
Center point getting capped. Land mattress is going to be triggered there on the point. A little bit of a fake out there by Angreifen. He does throw the passes the infantry through the center, but ends up not stopping there and kind of baits that barrage. However, with Raketen Warfare, he's not really able to do too much. 24 points left for Angreifen. He's bleeding 3 points per tick. With 21 points left, he's going to try to stop the center point, and he may be able to do that one, but with the northern point falling as the Volksgrenadier Squad unable to cap it, he's going to lose right here. He's going to slow the process a little bit as the Royal Engineers clear out the Raketen Warfare, clear out a second Raketen Warfare, and are now face-to-face with a Jaeger light infantry. The Ostwind got cleared here in the south, and before it comes to a close, now finally realizing the folly, Pappy O'Daniel with the GG, Angreifen throws in the towel, and the game comes to a close. So there you go. Look at that battlefield all torn apart. Anyways, guys, I do hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.